A young man has just been diagnosed with late-stage brain cancer, and is advised to get treated immediately. He hopes the disease can be cured. The doctor tells him not to give up, and it's better to get treatment. But today he knows his life has come to an end. His parents asked if he was diagnosed with any big illness. He tells them he only has low sugar levels. His name is Wu Chong. A second-year university student, his sister tells him she misses him. He smiles, only thinking of death. He's supposed to visit his family. However, he doesn't know how to tell them he's dying. He hangs up, then yells, his tears camouflage in the rain. He wonders why he must die. Meanwhile, a guy invites Wu Chong family to have a meal. He refused, stating they should avoid eating the stall food, exotic and wild animals, or they'll get sick. The guy exclaims Yi Wei is nice. The guy consider their conversation a waste of time. The guy orders some otter meat, calling it a great health tonic. Suddenly a red vein appeared on his forehead. At that moment a otter screams while being executed. The boss had paid a lot of money to get the exotic animals and the profit is great. Suddenly the otter bit the boss, he then suck out the blood. Chong is having a nosebleed, probably thinking of something naughty. A beautiful girl named Qingla wiped his nose. She teases him. He exclaims he'll do it himself. If he could get nosebleeds from perverted thought, that would be great. If he didn't have brain cancer, he would have asked her out. A blonde bully with glasses touched his shoulder and fling him away. At the end of every semester he is humiliated. Qingla tells him he's gone too far. She states he's unhappy seeing them together. A lackey says sister-in-law leave him alone. She looks at him with a deadly look and exclaims she's not a sister-in-law. He states she will be soon. They mock him, saying he's weak and ill coward hiding behind a girl. Chong is weak, so he's always bullied by the group of bastards. But he has had enough. Nothing worse can happen, since he's about to die anyway. She grips his face in his palm. Seeing the fierce look in Chong's eyes, he became furious. He fling him on the ground, causing Chong's phone to fall on crack. Currently there's been many cases of food poisoning after eating at Yi Wei food stall. Many have been rushed to hospital. At the moment Chong's parents are unable to contact him. They wonder why the guy became the way he is. The man's skin is turning red as he screams, "Give me meat." While salivating, Chong's mother asked what kind of illness he has. However, the doctors don't know anything, but they inform them that a few have started biting people. The father was shocked to hear those words. At present at Yi Wei food stall, a mob are trying to break into the stall, wanting an explanation. They finally break into the stall. Suddenly they're attacked by a swarm of flies and a terrible scent. Inside the stall is a bloody mess. They hear a strange sound. Their curiosity got the best of them, and then one of them screams. A zombie is devouring a person. Back to Chong. She lackeys praise him for beating Chong. She sit on top of him, showing his dominance. Ching tells him to stop. His lackeys block her path. The bus driver tells them to stop or get off. The lackey asked if he wants to get beat as well. Suddenly a man hits the screen of the bus. He immediately pressed the brakes. Everyone stumbled due to the sudden turbulence. The driver inspects the scene, but there's no one there. She is then slapped in the face. He stares at Chong with a murderous intent. He clutches his fist, preparing to strike. Suddenly a zombie hand touched the window. She is stunned. The zombie then screams, showing its hideous face. They all had no idea what it was. Unfortunately, the driver fell on the ground and screamed. Alerting the zombie of his presence, it pounces on him, turning him into a snack. They all begin to panic. She dashed towards the driver's seat and drives. He ended the life of the driver in the process. A lackey alerts She that a zombie is on the bus screen. It broke the glass, but only its head can get through. He tries to knock it off, but the zombie holds onto the windscreen and uses the speed of the bus to break through the glass. As it's about to devour him, it falls to the ground. Ching tells him to concentrate on driving with a rapier in hand. She kicks the zombie out of the bus. Chong stares at his broken phone as the others panic. They arrive at the transfer station. The place is covered with fog. And it's abandoned. A lackey then points out that there's people inside the building. A guy yells it's his mom. He dashed towards her, touching her shoulder, showing his joy that she's okay. She turns around. He then noticed everyone inside as a bloodthirsty zombie. He is bitten and screams in pain. Ching holds Chong's hand and tells him to run. A zombie attacks. Ching dodged the blow. She takes the rapier from her bag and massacred the zombies. Chong then noticed his car. He crawls towards it unnoticed. He exclaims Mom, Dad and Xiaoxing. His eyes fall upon his father's phone. He reads the message and sees his father's last message was to run. He cries, releasing all his frustration. He yells Dad. Someone suddenly grabs his shirt. It's his sister Xiaoxing. Their mother had told her to hide, but they hadn't returned. Chong apologized for coming late. Xiaoxing asked why he came back. A zombie breaks the glass. Xiaoxing is scared. Ching dragged it out and killed it. With a stab from the rapier, Chong looked at her like she was an angel. She extends her hand and tells him to run. They run to the store as the door closes slowly. Ching pushed him inside and slid into the store. They feel relieved to have survived. She states someone who runs fast should drive the zombies away. As they run to the opposite shop, but no one is willing to die. He grabs Xiaoxing, stating they'll make the kid go. Ching and Chong exclaim what he's doing and if he's gone crazy. He explains he needs something light and easy to throw to act as bait. She cries, telling him to let her go. She calls for her bro. Chong attacks, telling him to fight him and let her go. She smiles mockingly. He kicks Chong in the face, then tells him to wait and die with his sister. Ching then attacks him with the rapier, which he blocks with a steel pipe. She tells her to behave. Before he gets angrier, she responds he should stop talking nonsense and put the child down. He throws her to a lackey who has a disgusting perverted smile. He attacks with his full strength and states he'll play with her. They prepare to throw Xiaoxing out. The people look. But it's everyone for themselves now. He slowly opens his eyes and remembers his life. From brain cancer, to bullying, and in the end even Xiaoxing will suffer. She calls his name. Chong yells let her go. Everyone is shocked by his sudden outburst. He wants to protect Xiaoxing, so he resolved to go out instead. He takes his sister and talks with her for the last time. He tells her he's going to find their parents and she should wait. She begs him not to leave her. He gives her to Ching and tells her to hold her firmly. She tells him he doesn't have to go there must be another way. Accepting his fate, he puts a finger to his lips and hugs her for the last time. He tells his sister to listen to Ching from that moment on. She begs to go with him. He leaves like a soldier on a mission. A lackey wants to complain, but she stops him. He stares at Chong. Obviously annoyed, they exchange eye contact. He opens the door and Chong marches into the horde. Ching throws him her rapier. He plans to live and come back. He sliced any zombie that approach him. He feels an intense grudge that will never disappear. He runs at top speed. The zombies are hateful. They robbed his family and the world. At that moment he spots a zombie. It turns around and it's his dad. A cold shiver went up his spine and his resolve vanished. It attacked him, biting his neck. His family members are innocent. But his parents no longer recognized him. They're dead behind their rotten skin. They wouldn't do this to him. He bears the pain and hugs them. He exclaims he isn't willing. They're right in front of him, and yet he already planned to say farewell. Through the window, Ching covers Shaoxing's eyes and she tries to replace him. She cries and calls his name, but it's over. Outbreak of zombies, the human history busiest day. Vultures feeds in the lifeless corpses. One of them attempts to peck a zombie. It grabbed its throat, then took a bite out of it. The zombie then vomited, alerting the zombies of a handsome muscular hybrid. It questions what happened to it. It stares at the sun unaffected. After seeing the zombies, he remembers he was eaten by the horde. He should be dead, but somehow he's still alive. He recalls Qingla and his sister. He rushed towards the store, but the store has been attacked and destroyed. He hears the sound of a zombie and sees a fat one. He hopes it's not them. A zombie then grabbed his leg and bite it. Upon closer inspection he sees the item that was around Qingla's leg. His blood boils and he charges at the zombie. His fingers digged into its shoulder and squashed it, exclaiming his sister is only 4. He launched his fist into its mouth, shouting he wants them back. He finished off the zombie, retrieving the item in the process. It falls with its mouth wide open. His anger fades and he questions how he defeated a zombie with his bare hands. He noticed a shelf and boxes resembling a shelter. He approached it and sees a friend of Shi who has wet himself and is shaking in fear. He yells zombie. Chong glances behind him, and 2 zombies appeared. He sliced them with his hand, ending them both. The guy points at his savior, calling him a monster. Karma then arrived, ending his life. Chong his shock after seeing his reflection and realize he was calling him a monster. He's someone who was about to die, who decided to die before the apocalypse, but never expected to be reborn. He looks at a zombie, gets freaked out. He's become a zombie. He's no longer human, he thinks. He screams and a huge wave of depression comes over him. Suddenly a flying baton struck him in the head, knocking him out. One of the attackers stepped on his head, while the others bashed some zombies. A guy states he must have been an emotional person if he screams all day. His unconscious body is dragged away, and tied to an ambulance and other zombies. They move out, dragging the zombies along. Chong dreams of being a human and feeling hungry. He smells something nice. He's attracted by the smell and sees a pot on the stove. It's meat. His heart rate increases and it seems his hand has a mind of its own. His hand are burning red, but he's in a trance. He devour the meat. But of the sound of his name transformed back into a zombie. Ching screams zombie. Chong looks down and sees his sister being devoured by him. He's terrified and screams, waking up from the dream in a body of water. 2 men stare at him confused. They then back away scared. Chong wonders where he is. He looks around and noticed garlic and other seasonings. Something falls from the ceiling. He looks up. To his shock he sees zombies tied up. At that moment a trade was going wrong. 2 guys were threatening the other, stating medicine is expensive. They approach the group with a menacing smile. A guy says they should be grateful they're willing to sell them anything. Yi Wei knows they're acting tough. They thought that they would keep their word. So they did the trade. They didn't expect this to happen. The blonde guy yells shut up. Yi Wei struck him in the head with the iron pipe. Everyone was shocked. After he regained his balance he tried to punch him. The Yi Wei dodged the strike. He then takes a pipe and strikes him in the face. The guy lost consciousness. Yi Wei asthma started to act up. And he used the inhaler. He tells them to give up all the inhalers or get beaten and robbed. They looked ready to fight, so he threw gasoline on them. Yi Wei revealed they came for all the resources. He lights a match preparing to make barbecue. They beg to be spared, then a lackey informs them of a zombie. He is then thrown away by Chong. Yi Wei remembers him as the zombie from before. He loses concentration and the lit matchstick slowly falls on the gasoline. A gust of wind passes by Yi Wei and the matchstick disappear. Chong asked him to answer as questions and tell him what happened here. Seeing it's a mutant zombie and it was knocked out easily before. He attacks with the pipe, but Chong immediately blocks. Then squashed the pipe effortlessly. Yi Wei knew he was a dead man. He drops the pipe, confusing everyone of his intentions. He stares at Chong with hollow eyes. Chong exclaims he doesn't have any bad intentions. Yi Wei gets on the ground on all four, and apologized. Chong is surprised and Yi Wei calls him dad. He grabs Chong's foot and asks for a second chance. Chong realized he's a coward and lifts him by the shirt. He tells the trembling men to have a chat with him. He told everyone how he became that way. They wonder how his memory is intact. Yi Wei exclaims it's a touching story. To save a sister and lover he was bitten. It's like a scene from a zombie movie, but zombies don't eat an entire body. Chong is shocked, and Yi Wei explains carnivores leave back bones. It's the same for zombies, if there's no corpse or bones. They either escape or became zombies. Three guys in the kitchen worry about the zombies getting too excited. A rope holding a zombie snaps. It falls next to the tub in a fire. It's still tied up and burning, however it's giving off a delicious aroma that makes them drool. Chong walks away. Yi Wei asked where he's going. Chong states to find them and see them as zombies with his own eyes to believe it. Yi Wei reminds him it's not a good idea to aimlessly walk around without a plan. He offers to be his guide. The lackey yells he's a zombie. He looks at him with a disapproving look. Chong reminds him he's the one that hit him in the back. He doesn't know why they're capturing zombies, but he doesn't trust them. It's better they go separate ways. He stares at Liang with a death glare. He asked if he gave him the order to speak. Yi Wei kicks him in the gut, exclaiming he's the boss. The others agree with Liang, saying they don't know when he'll go berserk. Yi Wei states they must take risks or they'll die quickly. A zombie with human memories and intelligence is an overpowered weapon. He looks into the room he woke up in, and sees humans eating a zombie. One of them charge at him.